Let's talk about the Lakers last night. What do you make of that win? The headline is they're the 7th seed. They made it. They made the NBA playoff field of 8 in the Western Conference with a roster that at the beginning of the season was beyond questionable. They made it, but the manner in which they did give you pause a little bit, Stephen, about a long run, or no?
Well, it did give me cause to pause because I didn't like the way they shot the basketball. And to me, they're going to have to – the Lakers can make a run, but they're going to have their A game to do it. And they're going to have to not require so much from LeBron and Anthony Davis. You're going to have to get help from that supporting cast. D'Angelo Russell would have to play significantly better than he played last night in order for them to achieve some things. So would Beasley, so would Vanderbilt to a lesser degree. You just need guys like that. Schrader played an exceptional game. Certainly you need him coming off the bench. Thank God you had him the way D'Angelo Russell was playing. And so I think that when you look at it from that standpoint, think about Anthony Davis making that, brain fog error where he fouled Mike Conley and gave him 3 free throws, which Conley made to send the game into overtime after Schrader had made a 3-pointer with, like 1.4 seconds left. You don't need that extra time with other people. Might not be a big deal, but it's a big deal with the Lakers. In the case of LeBron James, because he's 38, going on 39 at the end of this year, and he doesn't need extra mileage on his legs. And in the case of Anthony Davis, it's because you never know when he's going to get hurt. Every minute that he's on the court, you're holding your breath that an injury won't occur. And so I think that you have to look at it from that perspective and say it wasn't that impressive. They got it done against a team that is the Minnesota Timberwolves that is rife with idiocy throughout the last couple of years with the stupid mistakes that they've made time and time again. Rudy Gobert being suspended for last night's game because he punched his teammate Anderson in the chest, and McDaniel breaking his hand, a defensive ace for you that would have been on the court defending against LeBron James and others. He can't play because he punches a wall on the last game of the season, knowing that a play-in game was coming a couple of days. I mean, you can't make this kind of stupidity up. But that's what has happened in Minnesota. But now it's a different breed. It's Memphis. And Memphis is going to bring an entirely different challenge to the table. So
I love what you said the other day about Minnesota. What was the phrase you used, like a flagrant level of idiocy or something like that? It did encapsulate what happened in Minnesota on Sunday perfectly. And boy, they could have used Gobert last night. That's for damn sure. Both of those guys, they could have used him in Los Angeles last night.
I think so. Remember, Anthony Davis doesn't grab as many rebounds. He doesn't control the paint the way that he did so easily if he had to contend with Gobert. But he didn't have to worry about that because Gobert got himself suspended. And so, again, you got to look at that and wonder about Minnesota sometimes and whether they got all their screws tightened, together, because it doesn't make any sense, some of the mistakes that you've seen them make. And they still almost won. If Anthony Edwards shows up and plays a better game rather than wetting the bed the way that he did, they win that game last night. So, again, I wasn't ultra impressed with L.A., but they got there to the 7th seed, and with Steven Adams and Brandon Clark, they're 2 big boys out for the rest of the season. Memphis is definitely compromised in the paint. It's going to put a lot extra pressure on Jaren Jackson Jr. He's averaging 3 blocks a game this season. We know what he can bring to the table, but we also know he's prone to getting into foul trouble.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.